So here we go. Hello again. This is design and ways to innovate better and faster and get a great product within a couple of days. And one of those topics that circles around just that is the framework called design sprints. Most of you have probably heard about this. This is the book. It's in German. Sorry for that. You would have to go for. It explains in a very nice and easy way how you should go about to utilize this for your team. And today we're talking to Kai Haley of Google. So say hi to Kai. Hi. It's very nice to have you on board. And just a few words on Kai. She is an interaction designer leading the design relations team at Google. She's one of the founders and actually leaders of the Sprint Master Academy and trained over 300 Sprint Masters to drive innovation and to implement this framework into their work. She says she's passionate about design thinking. This is great. And she wants to inspire the whole UX community and probably beyond to effectively utilize those design sprints. So again, thanks very much for your time. She will be also holding a keynote at the Innovation Leadership Days. Most of you might be interested in what actually a design sprint is. So Kai, can you just briefly, I know it's hard, briefly introduce us to this framework?
Well, a design sprint is a framework for answering a critical business challenge or question that you have. It's really a great tool for teams to use. And we do it in a very short time period, somewhere between 2 to 5 days, depending on what your needs are, what your goals are. And we utilize design thinking methodologies, business strategy methods, user testing. We prototype very quickly and get learnings from our users in terms of our ideas, the concepts that we have to answer this critical business question. We find that it is really, really valuable to make sure that a team is building something that actually meets their users' needs, rather than just moving forward based on how excited you are about an idea. Yeah. So it's a really great process, and we have adopted it across Google over the last 4 to 5 years, and almost every product area is utilizing it.
Yes. Okay, so this is, as we understand it, a very nice and fast way actually to validate ideas that you might have and to be able to say something and evaluate an idea that you might think is really great, but without including the user's experience or the user's idea, this is not worth anything really. That's what we found at least. So thanks for the explanation. And to your mind, I mean, you have over 300 companies that you've already helped with. So what do you think are the greatest benefits besides the timely frame for utilizing design sprints in any company actually?
Well, the first real benefit that we see is the cross-functional collaboration.
Oh. Okay.
That's where we bring in multiple perspectives, the engineering perspective, the user perspective, marketing, business, all of that together into the conversation. And that's where we've seen the biggest impact at Google. And I personally, one of the reasons why I'm so excited by the framework is it really dramatically changed the way that I worked as a designer. So the cross-functional collaboration is huge. That also drives more innovation, better ideas, more unique ideas, and more implementable ideas. And then, of course, being able to make decisions quickly as a team, so you get the speed from it. And then the testing with users very rapidly also provides huge value in that you're constantly being user-focused and user-centered and not spending too much time developing out the ideas, but getting the feedback as soon as possible. So yes, those are big benefits.
It's all about the agile, the agile framework as well that builds into this, trying to get the tests in as soon as possible to see what you can actually do to make the people believe in what you're trying to sell. So when you think about this methodology as well, do you think, or also again, drawing from your experience, what were maybe some challenges that kind of repeat themselves over those across projects that you found, things that you found challenging?
Well, we learn something new in every design sprint.
Yeah.
Every design sprint is unique.
Yeah.
So it is, to me, I love that experience. I'm always encountering a new challenge, whether it's, the fact that the team maybe disagrees on what the core product should be. A design sprint can be a little bit of therapy for a team. It will bring up these, disagreements or discord and help align the team. So that cross-functional alignment is really beneficial. You don't always know that that's there. Sometimes that comes out in a sprint. Maybe you haven't prepared to spend time actually resolving that conflict, but it's a really valuable thing to do. So that's one. The other is often you'll find that you might be sprinting on the wrong problem. So you've come in with an idea that this is, you've started to narrow in on what that business question is or what the problem is. And as you start digging in and looking at the problem from 360 degrees, you'll actually have to step up above it and you'll say, actually, maybe that's not the problem at all. We need to be doing is solving for something else entirely. So that's another pitfall that happens is you invest a whole lot of time in an area and discover that maybe it's not exactly the area that's going to have the most benefit. But the best thing about a design sprint is that it's flexible and you can pivot. And in that moment, when you look at the data and discover that your value is going to come from focusing on, say, a high volume user versus a new user, you can pivot at that point in time and say, okay, let's focus right now on these high volume users. Let's pull in some more data. Let's, do another round of sketching. So it does allow for that flexibility and the ability to respond to what you learn in the sprint itself.
Yes.
What I love about it.
Yeah, and also what I think you can probably almost say that there is no failure. Like even when you try to prototype something that the team decided on having it as a product or trying it out, in the end it doesn't work. This is also something that is a benefit, of course, because you then can collect and share all your power to a new idea. So this is what I think is also very, very great with this framework. Okay, now coming to Potsdam in November, on the 12th, actually, you will be having a keynote with the name "Building a Culture of Innovation, Infusing Design Sprints into Google's DNA." This is something we've talked about already, but coming back to the conference, what do you think can the attendees take back from that to their team, from what you will be saying there? Why should they come and listen to us, listen to you?
Well, I'm really excited to share the process that we went through at Google. This was a UX-led effort that was very grassroots. And I think people can learn how you spread change within a large organization, how you mobilize people, and to adopt a new way of working. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially at a company as large as Google. But this happened, over, like I was saying, the course of 4 to 5 years, driven by a number of different people. There will be some fun takeaways and examples of different areas within Google that are using design sprints. Teams that you might not think would utilize design sprints, like HR and corporate engineering, people who make our internal tools. But it really has been completely adopted across the whole organization, finance, legal, places like that aren't necessarily customer focused have found a lot of value from the process. So, making it something that everyone has access to, that everyone is trained in has really helped to allow people to leverage this framework for benefits, across the entire company.
Yeah, okay. Well, that sounds good. There's no limit to it, I think. And yes, I think when we talked before, you said that there's going to be this website, Design Sprint Kit with Google.com, is already existing. And Kai and her team will update some basic infos on there and also make it an open framework to share. So please have a look at this in a few months. I think September, right?
We will be targeting a launch in September before our sprint conference that we're in SF.
Okay.
And the idea with the new Sprint Kit is that it will be open source where people can contribute their own methods and learnings, because one of the things that we found that's made it really successful within Google is that people have been able to make it their own, adapt it, customize the methods and their approach. And so we'd like to be able to create a community and a place where people can share outside of Google what they've been learning as they've been trying it on, and share that with the community.
Okay, yeah, this is really great. So people, please have a look at this. Also, of course, have a look at our Innovation Leadership website and check out the program. There's still a few little things that will be added in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you don't miss anything. And Kai, thank you so much for your time right now. And for me, I can say I'm waiting for this keynote, and yes, we'll be happy to meet you and hope you have a safe travel to Potsdam in half a year. And until then, I hope you have a great summer, and the rest of us will see you soon in the next Innovation Insights. Bye-bye.
Thank you.